and a warm welcome to everybody who is following the Best Version of Me movement. I am Nicole D. Today's been a beautiful day. I've spent the day going from event to event, lots of great things happening. The weather's been wonderful. I hope you've had an excellent day too. But don't you think it's funny how every event in the world that you're supposed to be or required to attend happens on the same day? I find that really challenging. But anyway, that is a side note and not what I came here to talk to you about. What I wanted to discuss today, or the message I wanted to bring, is about being present. So for me, being present is all about, all your energies, your focus, your attention, thoughts and your feelings, all pointed and focused towards the task at hand. So for example, if you're having a conversation with somebody, you would give them your entire attention and your focus. If you're trying to complete a task, you would have all your, your energy and your entire being focused towards that task. And for me, that is, a definition of being fully present. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you about being fully present today is because one, a small tweak in this regard can have massive impactful results on your life, especially when compounded over a lifetime. And the second reason is because I had an example on Wednesday. I was travelling on the way to a meeting, on the phone, on my hands-free, and having a challenging conversation. I was trying to, sort out an issue on the phone with a service provider. Now, that conversation wasn't going so well. They went off to find somebody else who could, help with the solution. And I was just really challenged by the way the conversation had gone thus far. So I stopped when they'd gone off and I thought, even if they do come back to this conversation within the next 5 minutes, it's not going to take 5 minutes to resolve this situation. Therefore, I'm going to arrive at my meeting with the energy of this phone conversation. I'm not going to be fully present because I'm going to be thinking about what's just taken place. So I chose to terminate that conversation and be fully present in the important meeting that I was just about to get to. However, this idea of being fully present, it doesn't come naturally to us, I don't feel. As human beings, we're emotional creatures. We get in our feelings. Things sort of roll from one thing to the next. And what we find is we're often in the moment, but thinking about the past or thinking about what's to come in the future, and therefore sort of completely missing the moment when thinking about, what happened 5 minutes ago or 5 days ago, or worrying about what is to come. And therefore we miss, that profound impact of, a present moment and really experiencing something for the first time, or, maybe for the 10th time, but really experiencing that situation in the moment for what it is. So I'd like to bring 2 examples and see if any of you resonate with these. So have you ever been reading a book and maybe you've gone through a few pages and you stop and pause and you're thinking, a good proportion of what I've just read, I can't remember. And the second example I'd like to raise is, have you ever been part of a conversation and in the beginning you started off, you were fully engaged, and then your thoughts just travelled for, a few seconds, and you realise that, you come back to the conversation and you have no idea what the conversation's now about. So many people will be able to resonate with these examples. And these are just examples of, situations that you can find yourself in, reading the book or having a conversation and being temporarily not present. However, if you think about, if you're applying this same sort of behaviour to important situations in your life, and this is habitual behaviour, so it's happening day in and day out, month in and month out, can you imagine the compound effect of what this is doing to your life over your lifetime? I just want you to take a moment and just think about that, because that is pretty profound. And this is why I mentioned that a small tweak in this regard can have massive results when it comes to, you know, what you're able to achieve in your life. So being present is so important. And I just want to give you two little keys of how you can, you know, adjust the way that you're approaching life and individual situations, and hopefully see more impactful results in terms of being present. So the first thing is to decide, you know, choose, and a decision takes a split second. So you can choose to do that now if you want to join me on this journey of becoming more present. Choose to say no to distractions and choose to be disciplined about that. So if you make that choice, you may want to, you know, bring in some things to help you facilitate staying on that path. So, for example, if you are deciding that, you know, right now you're going to address a piece of work that's outstanding, you need to complete this task. You may want to, for example, turn off your mobile phone or put it on silent. You may want to get rid of the pop-ups on your email, or you may have chosen to go to the office 45 minutes earlier so that you don't have distractions. People are not approaching you at your desk to ask you questions. Therefore, you can really give all your attention, all your focus to this particular task and get it done in a reasonable amount of time and to the best of your ability, because you're giving it your entire focus. Now imagine that if you approach every situation in your life, be it work related, business related, to do with your family, or to do with the way that you're interacting when socializing. Can you imagine the compound effect of that sort of attention and focus to every task in your life? So the next thing that I wanted to raise was that you can also choose to not be part of this rolling effect. And I call it a rolling effect. And I just want to give you an example of what I mean by that. So if you've had a meeting at, say, 5:30, the meeting finishes at 6:30, you're now leaving the office. Now imagine a situation that this meeting didn't go so well. You know, you didn't see the result that you wanted, you're a bit annoyed at, you know, some of the comments that may have been made in the meeting. It just didn't go the way that you'd planned. You can choose to leave that meeting where it is and go home and really decide to be present in your home life, or you can roll on. And when I say roll on, this is like habitual human behavior. You're in your emotions, you're in your feelings, you're thinking about the meeting, what had happened, what was said on your journey home. You're now going through your front door, you've still got this on your mind. And therefore, this negative energy that you're dragging into the home is now having an impact on the way that you're interacting with your respective other, the way that you're interacting with maybe your children or whoever is in the home at that time. But you can decide to make that a choice. It doesn't have to be this roll-on effect. You can get to your front door and say, okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes to really let go of everything that had happened in that meeting and walk through your front door a fully present person, ready to, you know, deal with all the interactions, smile with the children, you know, have a chat with your partner, do all the things that you would hope to do in the home, but maybe you haven't been doing because of this roll-on effect that we're all so used to doing. So those are the 2 points that I'd like to bring. Being present is really super important, and I would like you, if you choose to join me on the journey of being present. So comment below, DM me if you've got any questions. I'd love to hear what you think about this message. Take care.